All right, well, good morning to each and every one of you this morning. We are on day number 15. Whitney, we also want to say good morning to you. We are recording just for you. So day number 15, of course, of our thought starters for the day. And so we're going to jump right in and get right to the content this morning. So day 15 says this. It says, when my paradigm changes, everything in my life now has the opportunity to change. So when my paradigm changes, everything in my life now has the opportunity to change. Key word being opportunity to change. So yesterday, I believe we talked about the definition of grow. And in the course of us talking about that definition, I gave you an acronym so that you would be able to remember the word grow a little bit easier. We talked about G being you need to have a game plan or a goal for your growth. You should not think that you're going to be automatic. I think Kelly, if she was talking today, could really emphasize this point. One of the things that she's consistently said through the course of 2019 is that you have to be intentional in what you do, thinking about what you're thinking about, and then continuing to do it from an intentional standpoint. I think that is so true. Growth does not automatically occur. You have to be intentional. The R, it was that we said that you have a regimen of growth. Regimen simply is your routine. Your routines will determine your rewards or your regrets. So what is it that you're doing on a day-to-day basis that causes you to have what you say you want to have? The O is the opportunity seeker. And the opportunity seeker is the individual that can see something in the midst of something. And that's where I want to hang out today, is that when my paradigm changes, first of all, paradigm simply means the way I view or think, see, experience life. When my paradigm changes, everything in my life now has the opportunity to change. So I brought a little illustration today, so hopefully you can see. I know sometimes you're listening. So in the course of this illustration, I just got some water. This water and where it's at today is symbolic of your mindset. It's symbolic of your mindset. There's 4 factors that shape your mind, or probably more, but I use 4 factors that shape your mind. It's your environment, it's your education, it's your experiences, and it's your exposure. These 4 factors shape where I am and what I have going on. It shapes my mindset. It shapes really my paradigm, how I view life. You've heard the story, and it's halfway here, that 2 people can look at this and 2 people will say that this is a different thing. Some people say it's half empty. Others say it's half full. It's the opportunity, though, that gives to the individual of how the individual views the water that's inside of here. Now, here's the point that I'm making today. When my paradigm changes, how does my paradigm change? Sometimes my paradigm changes through the relationships that I have, the connections that I have, the people that I'm introduced to, the experiences that I share, the vulnerability that I can expose myself to allows me then to have a different paradigm. 2 people growing up in the same home can have the same teaching, have the same parents, have the same opportunity, yet have different results. How is it? Because when it's all said and done, it's the way I view, it's the way I see, and it's the way I experience life. Now, with that being stated, I stated when my paradigm changes, no one can force you to change. No one can make you change. No one can tell you have to change. So I speak to change in 3 areas. Sometimes you hurt enough that you have to change. Have you ever been there? That you hurt so bad that you just got to the place that said, I have to change. Maybe your money was hurting that bad. I have to change my job. Maybe your relationships were hurting so bad. I have to change my friends. But you hurt enough that you have to change. Sometimes you learn enough that you want to change. There's new information that you get and you gather and you start learning. The books that you read, you learn enough that you now want to change. I think that's a great place to be. Sometimes it's in that place that you can actually scale and move to the next level all through your learning. I say it this way: that which I yearn for, I need to learn about. And when I learn about it, I can earn there, right? Okay, there, we'll go back through that later. All right, the third area of change is simply when I receive enough that I'm able to change. So either I heard enough that I have to change, I learn enough that I want to change, or I can receive enough that now I'm able to change. Where are you at today? You got to ask yourself that question. And I will repeat the statement one more time. When my paradigm changes, everything in my life now has the opportunity to change. So I brought something else with me this morning. I went to the kitchen and I got some ice cubes. The ice cubes in itself, as I'm holding it, I can feel how cold it is. But if I put the ice cube inside of the water, inside of my mindset, inside of my life, what happens over time is what should happen in transformation. The ice cube that goes in is a small thing compared to what's already inside of this little measuring cup. But a small thing has the ability to affect the large thing. See, new information is supposed to be able to come into existing information and influence everything about it. If you were sitting with me right now, you would know what's happening is the ice cube, the new thing that caught into the old thing, is influencing the old thing more than the old thing is influencing the new thing. Now I'm talking pretty good this morning, because this is what I'm trying to tell you. Every time you're exposed to a new individual, it's an ice cube going into your life. See, I don't shake hands without thinking to myself, what is it I'm supposed to glean? What is it I'm supposed to get? Or what is it I'm supposed to give? What's happening right now? Every opportunity that I have is a chance where my paradigm should be challenged. I sat with Kelly last night, and we passed stories back and forth one to another. All we were doing was sharing where our paradigm currently is, yet challenging our paradigms to be better. Another ice cube. You read a book. In the course of you reading a book, every time you underline something, that was you telling yourself, this right here was good. This right here was for me. This right here has the ability to change my life. And I could go on and on. So now let's break this thing down a little bit. So G, the goal for growth, R, the regimen of growth, the O, the opportunity seeker, and the W was the willing to grow, willing to grow. See, the reason why sometimes I don't receive is because I only receive from places or people that I've deemed worthy enough to receive from. That's why I love our group, is because you allow me to go in and out. So let's go to the scripture for a second. We hear at Easter time many times they talk about doubting Thomas. And when Jesus, of course, died, he was resurrected, and he was now seen here amongst men. And in the course of it, Thomas said, what did Thomas say? Thomas said that I will not believe unless I see the nail prints in his hand, right? If I see them piercings in his side, and I actually see it and touch it, he said, I'm not going to believe. And most of us look at him and say, there was something wrong with him. But we all have the same thing. Can I really tell you what Thomas was saying? My criteria for believing is seeing these items. sometimes when our paradigm doesn't change because people have not met your criteria, the criteria that you have, and you sometimes don't even realize it, but you have a criteria of what some people have to be, what they have to look like, and what they have to say, what kind of education they have to have in order for you to be recipient, to receive from that person. And I want to challenge you that you do not interact or intersect on accident. Every person that's coming in and out of your life has the ability to change or challenge your paradigm. And when my paradigm changes, how I view life, how I see life, I get to now experience life on a whole nother level. I took water that was warm and put ice cubes in it, and now the water is in a whole nother state. My question to you is the information that's getting into you, is it actually changing you? Or is the information coming in you, yet it has no base, so it's not sticking in the inside of you? What do I tell you? I've been sharing with you, activate your aha. Activate your aha. Learn less, yet apply more. Find that voice or the voices that can speak to you and you hear it, and not just hear it, but you heed it. Because results will come from a business perspective, spiritual perspective, personal perspective, when you take the information and you actually apply it. Watch this. So last night I was headed to the Glow to go support Johnny Mac and be there with him for his birthday. Well, when I went on Facebook to get the information off of the Eventbrite, there was a reminder from Facebook, and I clicked on that map. I followed that map to where the location was. Though it had the right address, the map wasn't calibrated correctly. It sent me down a place down Parkerville, had me thinking I was at the location, and I was nowhere there. I had an opportunity at that moment to continue to circle around the information that I received that got me to a place, or I could access new information. You know what I chose to do? I chose to access new information. So I got off of one app, tuned into another app, and that app took me to the location I was supposed to be at. But it was in my application to the information that led me to the destination. I think I can end here today. Look at Johnny. I put a smile on his face. He likes that. He likes that. And I got Audra over here talking about preacher. But here, listen to me. And you know I'm being very serious. I'm cutting up right now, but I'm being serious. If you do not put application to the information, listen, the information is in. And I know some of you relate to this. When the information comes in and you do not have application, listen, that's where frustration is in your life. I get the most frustrated, not with the external things, but with the internal things when I know better and I'm still not doing better. See, it just gives me an opportunity to do better. It doesn't mean I'm going to do better. So I want to submit to you this morning. Some of you have been hanging out on this call, and this call has been stirring things on the inside of you. And in order for the call to match and be okay in your life, you have to put action to it. And if you don't, you're going to have more stuff on the inside that's going to irritate you instead of bless you. Because once it's given in, you now have the responsibility to go do. So I challenge you today, what has your paradigm been speaking to you? What have you been writing? What have you been telling yourself? What have you been saying you're going to do? I love when I get around people that are truly in transformation, you know, and because when you're around that individual, they feel something, they start doing something, and you know what? It's in your action that your confidence and courage increases. There's something that you're supposed to be doing. And I want you to do your something. You don't have to do the whole thing. Listen, I am a realistic, results-oriented coach. But I also am a coach that will not allow you to stay in the same place. I love you enough that when you tell me what you want, now we got to go get what you want. It's no need for us to join forces, touch and agree, believe it, and us not go achieve it. Greatness is lying within you. You have what it takes. And I tell you this, I can't wait to see what it is that you are going to release to us. Have a great day. I'm so excited about you. Can't wait till tomorrow comes once again. If you need me, remember, reach out to me. I got increments of 15 minutes that I'm getting with people, and I really want to do things with you first before I do things out. But of course, you guys know I got a group of people here that are reaching out. But I believe in you. I want you to know that. I believe in you. And as I say a lot of times, I sense that you're on the runway right now, and it's time for you to pull up and start moving that plane up. Okay? You're on the runway. You have this. This is good for you. But now it's time for you to go ahead and just lift up. Just lift up. Do something out of the ordinary today. Have a great day. I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.